Hey, what's going on everybody? Jersey Pups here, and I am going to be doing a post commentary of Rainbow Six Siege using the character Blitz. Mainly I just want to talk about Blitz. Okay, so in the beginning, as you see that guy on the second floor. Clearly he's trying to, like plant jammers. Like he's the character Mute, which is what you want to do, is you want to plant jammers as the character Mute in the main spots like the stairs and the hallways of the area. I saw that, and I saw one of my teammates just got their drone jammed, so I decided to try and go the other way, but that obviously I didn't have enough time. But we all know that they're somewhere in the second floor. As I said before, it's better to find the objective immediately as possible if you have the drones. Ignore scanning enemies, just don't do it. Anyways, so as Blitz, you have a little mini shield that pretty much covers your upper half on your body if you're standing up. So he's not like really a main shield guy, but what he does have is a blinding flash bang thingamabobber on his shield. And as you can see on the bottom where one of my actives is the T button, as you can see, I just used it. Pretty much I don't know where the enemies are, and I'm trying to like pretty much blind fire my blind attack to try and get them off balanced. And also I needed to get into the habit of using my character's actives. Switching between characters actually changes up your strategy quite a bit, so with this game it's kind of difficult for you to remember exactly what your character's role is, unless of course like you really pay attention. But me, I'm one of those guys that don't pay attention. So yeah, here I am trying to peek around the corner, and I'm just blind firing my flash attacks. And don't be afraid to use your actives, especially with Blitz. He has plenty, and there are plenty of times where it will save you, but you don't really need to savor it. Like you can just seriously spam that flash attack. And I thought there was going to be somebody there because I thought I saw gunfire, but as you can see, one of our boys is down, and the enemy was actually using him as bait. But I thought one of my teammates were going to get them earlier. If you rewind back, you would see that like my teammates were a lot closer than I am, but they kind of failed. And yeah, they're getting wrecked by him, so I decided to go ahead because I have the shield, and I'm just going to blind fire my flash bang attack again and just spam my pistol. If we were using communication, it would have made more sense that I went ahead. I wasn't trying to steal kills. It's just that I have the shield, and it does work, and it does save people's lives. We're gonna go back to talking about using Blitz later. Right now we're gonna be defending, and I decided I want to be Mute. And again, I keep telling everybody this in my videos, that Mute is pretty darn important. Make sure that you put your jammers in the main spots and hallways such as this, especially those openings under the doors. That is very useful, and it will catch the enemy by surprise. I don't know why that guy destroyed that door, and I accidentally let in one of the enemies. You're gonna miss a few every once in a while. It's actually very nice to have other teammates pretty much focus. Right here I had no idea what I was doing. I was just like, okay, whatever, I have extra jammers, I'm just gonna put them wherever I want. And also, when you do happen to stop a drone, which is something I'm not doing right now, when a drone does happen to get jammed, if an enemy destroys your jammer, they can use that drone again. Your drone is not completely destroyed if it gets jammed, so actually destroy the drone once it's stopped in its place, so that way they can't use it again. As a defender, positioning is very, very important. I personally think it's really just important if you spread out your team as much as possible, get your eyes everywhere, and make sure that you have somebody that's on the cameras immediately. Again, the more you progress in the game, people will start figuring out where exactly the cameras are, so they will immediately end up destroying it. before you can even use it. I end up getting shot through the window somehow. I don't know why my teammates opened up so many openings. Personally, like, I didn't know what they were doing. Again, like, my microphone didn't work, so I couldn't even communicate with them. For some reason, my Blue Yeti was just incompatible. I don't know what they're doing, but apparently somebody just went in that door and started defusing it. I ended up getting shot because my gun model kind of blocked exactly where that person was. So the gun models are really, really big. That's another thing. It's actually not a good idea to always aim down sights, because your gun model will take up half the screen when you aim down sights. So just make sure you only aim down sights when you need to aim down sights, but it will take up a lot of your screen, and that's how I ended up dying, and we end up losing this round, which is fine. Whatever, we're gonna come back, right? Yeah, I don't know what this person was doing over there, but it's quite funny. They ended up winning due to defusals. So once the defusing starts, it's very important just to jump on it as soon as possible, because that thing can defuse pretty darn quickly. So yeah, here again, just playing with Blitz and trying to get, you know, really used to that character. Again, like, the best way to get good with playing a character or an operative is by using them quite often. And there I go, just like jumping for fun. I rarely use the jump button, but again, like, use the jump button to get on top of shelves and, you know, little countertops, just to hide exactly where your drone is when you position it. Now here's a little fun strategy. So for example, there's gonna be a guy that puts a jammer right there, and sometimes your enemies don't destroy your drones, but I pretended that my drone was jammed, so I kind of stood still there. They probably assumed that it was jammed, but that's a little fun strategy, just in case if you're kind of stuck in that corner like I was. Just, if it's not completely jammed, just leave it there. That way, the enemy teams would just look at it and be like, "Oh, it's jammed." So that's a little fun strategy that I did. I don't think I ever used the camera again, but if you're ever in that position, just stay right there. Just stay right there, and you'll have a decent eye on the hallway there. And oh yeah, so I do end up going through it again, and the hallway seems pretty darn clear from that position. So here you're gonna see me using the text chat to communicate with my teammates, because I can't use my microphone for some reason, because this game is fairly broken with it for some reason. Okay, so here's an example that I wanted to talk about earlier before the gameplay the round ended with Blitz, is how to aim very well. Now, as you can see, my crosshair in the middle is, you know, in his general direction. Obviously, you want to kind of stay calm at this position. They're going to try and shoot you. You're going to have plenty of time to aim your gun towards exactly where the crosshair is. So while you're still shielded, just move your crosshair to their head vicinity area, and then aim down sights really quickly while shooting. It takes practice, but you will get pinpoint accuracy, and it'll be like kind of like a pop shot. I didn't do that in this that part right there because I'm still kind of newbie, but upon viewing this gameplay, that's what I should have done, and that's a little piece of advice that I would like to give you guys on how to aim with the shield people. Now, of course, exposing yourself is always gonna be there. Like, it's not a surefire way. If they keep their gun aimed at your head and they're waiting for you to pop aim, then, you know, you're gonna have a chance of dying pretty much. So always be aware, and try to, you know, strafe shoot while you're at the same time. Strafing and moving while shooting does not necessarily make your accuracy diminish, but, you know, it will give you a little bit more recoil. It'll be a little bit harder for you to aim. Right there, they blew up that wall with a C4. It really hurted me, but somehow I managed to survive. I ended up getting an assist as well as a kill, and yeah. Again, like, I'm still kind of newbie with my shield characters or my operatives, so I'm still like hip firing like a boss, but they're pretty close by. They're nearby enough for me to not even worry about stuff like that. So yeah, here we go again. We're gonna play with mute again, and we're gonna do the same old things with the jammers. Is right there, immediately go right to the stairs, and then try to find other places that like doorways with the holes under them, and just place them there as soon as possible, making sure that the enemies do not find exactly where the bombs are. They ended up finding it because it's kind of tough, you know. It's a tough life, man. It's tough to be a mute. You can only do so much. Here I am just messing around, putting jammers everywhere. It really doesn't matter where you put them. I mean, it's going to give you points anyway, so you might as well use them as much as possible. Who knows, maybe eventually you will get another person's drone, because I think like they get 2 sets of drones, to be honest. Even if you do destroy one of their drones, it might have a chance of having a second drone on the ready. I know I used to have one of those every once in a while where they destroyed one of my drones and I still had another set to, like, another drone to throw and use. But yeah, just make sure that you just use it as much as possible. And I don't know what drove me to walk up there, but I ended up finding an enemy up ahead. I'm trying to break through the doorway. It's kind of bull crap, to be honest, because like, you can kind of see their feet in like that little hole area, which to me is kind of like bullpucky, and you can easily just spam your gun through the doorway and just kill them. I ended up dying right there. I was trying to be cool by going outside, but what I should have done was checked my corners, which I didn't. I should have just stayed in my position, which I didn't, so that's definitely on me. Right here, I'm just using the cameras to try and help out the team as much as possible, to give them an idea of exactly where the enemies are going to come through. And I'm fast forwarding this part because it does take a while for the enemy or for anything to really happen. But here I am just trying to use the communication as much as possible by saying, watch out for the stairs, you know, look over there, just try and be a most helpful dead teammate as much as possible. Anything helps, really. We ended up losing that round, which is totally fine because we still have another chance. So this is the match point where it's pretty much the game point of the game. I mean, whoever wins at this point is going to be the victor, obviously. And we ended up being defending again, which I don't know. I personally like attacking a lot more, but it's whatever. And yeah, trying to like be the best mute person as much as possible. Looking for drones. Like, I'm on drone duty. Don't worry about barricading things again, especially if you're mute. Just make sure that you focus on drones. You're on drone patrol, and when pretty much like it's like down to the last 5 seconds, just try and barricade as much walls as possible, and try to like put your shield barricade wall down somewhere. I like to put it in the hallways, but I also like to not use it like by like actually being right behind it, because usually enemies will assume that you will be directly behind it, and it's actually kind of nice as like it's nice to use as a scare tactic to make the enemy think that, oh, there's a little wall barricade over there. Is somebody gonna be behind it? You know, like, I don't know. There's always a chance. So having that there just is kind of a decent distraction. And who knows, maybe one of my teammates will go outside in the hallway and take advantage of it, because there are no protection or cover out there, and it's pretty much a bare hallway from that point on. So right here, I personally kind of regretted putting my shield barricade over there because I'm a little exposed myself. I try to make sure that I'm like as unseen as much as possible. I managed to get somebody over there, but it's still kind of a really bad spot for me, and I'm actually really bad at fighting against other shield operatives. I'm trying to shoot at their feet, but I don't know. This person was really well protected. I guess at this point what you want to do is just kind of like aim at their head, because they like at that point he ADS'd me pretty hardcore. And as you can see, what he's doing is that he used pretty much the same tactic as I mentioned earlier, but I don't know, he kind of did it really quickly. But I'm gonna fast forward this part again, because lo and behold, we actually ended up losing. Yeah, there we go. I had to do it right on time. So that was a heartbreaking defeat, but it was actually a really, really good game, and it was really, really fun. But hopefully you guys enjoyed that commentary. Hopefully you guys kind of understand a little bit more about the shield operatives and how to play them, get a pretty decent idea of what you should do. And hit that like button if you guys enjoy stuff like this, and I'll see you guys later. Peace and love.